was just an instant thing, it was an instant bond.
They do more than just tell you when the phone rings. They give you confidence, they make you feel less alone.
He's changed my life, and I feel he was meant for me.
We've placed dogs with deaf people, and the dogs are trained to alert them to everyday sounds that we as hearing people take for granted. The dog hears the sound, it comes over to you as the recipient. Will get your attention by putting its paw on you or nuzzling you so that you're aware there's a sound. You ask what is it, and the dog will take you to the source of that sound.
It's reconnected Scott, not just with the outside world, but with what goes on in the house as well. Because he went through a phase of spending quite a lot of time just upstairs, because the general chatter that goes on round the table or, you know, between the family members, he wasn't able to follow very well.
It's almost, we didn't have a dad in a way, because he wasn't around.
I'd gotten to the point where I just, if I wasn't at work, I wouldn't go out. I hated going out. I didn't, going into shops was a nightmare. When your dog comes to you, suddenly you're back in the real world. You know, suddenly you've got almost as much chance, if not more chance, of knowing what's happening than other people do.
Somehow Rory, because Rory's got needs, that drew Scott back into the family. And it's just been fantastic. You know, it's revolutionised our family life.
I went from being someone who was very in your face, I suppose, to being someone who was very reclusive, really. Didn't go out much. Used to find shopping in the supermarkets really difficult. Would worry, was anxious about my daughter, about hearing her cry. I used to not sleep well because I used to worry about not hearing the smoke alarms. I used to worry about people breaking in. And I tried to get work, which was quite difficult. Well, it was more than difficult, it was blooming, it felt impossible almost. All of those things really were changed by the fact that Nell came along. And Nell has a call that if the children need me, they call her. So they say, Nellie come, and Nell goes up to them.
She would go and get Mum, and then she would sit down and put her paw on Mum's leg, and then Mum would come, and then I could tell her.
Having Nell meant that I felt able to apply for work again. She is my ears, you know, so she'll tell me stuff and I can then relax.
Good boy. Yogi's allowed everywhere I go, like all assistants' dogs. He puts a burgundy coat on and people can then see I'm deaf. And they tend to stop and make a fuss at the dog. But they'll talk to me, they'll look at me because they can see hearing dogs with deaf people. They realise I'm deaf and they look at me and talk to me.
His confidence just went from strength to strength, basically, you know, and they love each other to bits.
He's my best friend as well. He's a partner. I wouldn't go anywhere without him. You know, he just stays with me all the time. Good boy. Good boy. Did you like that? Did you like that? Did you like that? Yeah.
If it hadn't been for Rory and being paired up with Rory, I wouldn't be here. I mean, I was at the point where I couldn't cope with life anymore.
Rory he's more than just Scott's ears. He's helped heal a lot of wounds, I think. They have got a very special relationship. Rory's always there for him.
Well, she takes Nell everywhere often, and she goes out a lot more now.
It made me come back into the world again, in a way, and be part of it, as opposed to just whizzing around the edge of it.
She's a lot happier.
From being someone who sat indoors, depressed and fed up, he's just changed me. I can't thank hearing dogs enough, really, for changing my life. You know, it sounds soppy, but it's true. You know, I mean, I wouldn't be without him now. Good boy, come on then. Yeah, come on, that's a good one. Come on.